Jenna?
Oh, you're supposed to hear it for yourself?
Well, one, just because somebody else is doing it doesn't make it right. And in this case, it's not. When do we ever spend our reading time cleaning up our desks? Give me a time. Any time, this entire year.
Never.
So what makes you think that you can spend your reading time doing it today? Well, yeah, because I asked you to clean out your cubbies. Did I say clean out your desk and take 30 minutes of reading time to do that? No? So you'll probably need to take a book out to recess today and use that 30 minutes to make up for this 30 minutes that you're wasting. Sound good? And I think we probably won't be doing that again, right? Right? So, Natalia, homework. Are you on a front page?
I didn't get to hear it because I left early.
You left early yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, when you were sick, okay. 2, Mila,
Yeah, I
okay. 9,
package.
10, 12. Who's 12?
I didn't have it in my book.
Did you sign?
I didn't have it in my book.
But you were supposed to bring that whole packet of paper I gave you back to school. Remember I said that yesterday?
I didn't have my homework in my book.
I know, because you took it out. Oh, we didn't have math homework?
No.
See,
that's why.
Oh, then why are you letting me call out names?
I know. That's why I'm like, why are you calling your name?
Well, if we didn't, 1, 2, 3, 4, why do we have 6 clips here then? Is it from, did you not
That's-
take it off from the day before?
No, Addie, she put hers reading packets, so maybe that's.
Gotcha.
Okay, boys and girls. We're gonna go over Form B, your reading test that you took last week.
Mila, be done with that. 2 minutes.
Just give 2 to each table, okay? And we're gonna go over the type of questions that we got.
Michael, why are we calling out names?
You're gonna have to share, booklet. All right, Mila, come on, let's go. Ryan, what's the deal, bud?
I don't know what gives to each table.
Okay, just pass them out to who they are. You went over it? Well, we're gonna review what type of questions there are. Like number 20, do you know what number 20 is? Okay, everyone have their papers? Okay. What is the first thing you do when you see a passage? Jenna, you read the passage? That's the first thing you do, is read the passage.
Oh,
You read the title? Mine. You read the questions. Very good. So, when you see a passage, like the manatee passage, you're going to read the questions first. So, we're going to go over the questions and what type of question it is and whether you're going to find it in the text or not. Or if you have to infer. Who knows what infer means? Cole. You just guess. Just guess because that's what Cole thinks? Oh. Does Cole know everything? No? So what do you think that infer means? Does it mean, it means guess, but does it mean just guess because that's what Miss Knopf thinks? What do you use to guess? What do you use to infer?
We used the background knowledge.
Background knowledge, what else? You forgot? Do you want one of your friends to help you? Ryan. Context clues. And do you think that guess is just a guess, or do you think it's an educated guess because you use the clues and your background knowledge to make that guess? It's an educated guess. Very good. Okay, so let's open up your packet to the manatee chapter. I think it's page 5. Page 7. Well, we're going to start with what first? Aida. The question. So that's on page 8 with number 13. Everyone there? Mila, how much you got long? How much longer do you have? Are you almost done?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Yes.
There's sticky stuff between the papers. It's either glue or some purple sticky stuff.
Okay, well, it should be okay. Just keep it open. Don't close it. Oh, and that's not the right page?
They have the right pages, but there's...
Okay, just leave it open like that instead of closing it like Miss Knopf, so that they don't stick. All right, so let's talk about number 13. Why did the author most likely write the article Gentle Manatees? What type of question do you think this is? There's a key word there that makes me understand the question a little bit better. Michael. Most likely. But there's another question there, or another word there that makes me wonder what question it is. Starts with an A. Michael. Arctic? Starts with an A. Author. Very good. So do you think this question is asking what the author's purpose is, maybe? Yes, it's asking what is the author's purpose? Why did the author write the article, Gentle Manatees? So when you're looking at this question on another article and you see author and write, are you going to think the author's purpose? You're not? What are you going to think?
It says right.
Yeah, but why did the author write it? Why did Katarina write something? Is that Katarina's purpose? What is it? Are you the author? Not on this one, but if I say, why did Katarina write Warriors? Would that be your purpose? So if you see, why did the author write the article Gentle Manatees, are you going to think the author's purpose? Very good. All right, number 14. With which statement would the author most likely agree? What do you think that one is? Mila, open up page 8. Come on. Anybody? Maya. Answer? No. What kind of question do you think this is? A main idea? Yeah, it could be a main idea, but again, what is the author trying to tell you? Read the question. What's he trying to tell you about what he, read the question. With which statement would the author most likely, so what is he trying to tell you about what he agrees with? So would that be his purpose for agreeing? Yes. You think so, everyone? Let me see hands. All right. Number 15. How does the diagram found at the beginning of the story help the reader understand the text? The first day I was here, you worked on something, and it had to do with, you had to find different things, like a diagram and a graph and an illustration. What are those called? I should see everyone's hands because I know you all did this. Ethan? Text features, very good. So if you're going to look back in the passage and find the text feature, which is what does the question say, Lucas? A diagram, then you can answer the question, correct? Right?
Right.
Okay. How does the author compare a manatee to a bathtub and a cow? There are 3 words there that are very important. Which words do you think? First one. First word that you think is important. Mila.
Compare.
Compare. Second word. Addie.
Author.
Not author. What are we trying to compare the manatee to? There's 2 words that they're comparing the manatee to. Natalia?
A bathtub and a cow.
Bathtub and a cow. Very good. So this is going to be a compare question. Now, do you think that if you go back in the text, it's going to tell you why the author compares the manatee to a bathtub and a cow?
Yes.
No? So if I go back to the passage, it's not going to tell me why a manatee is compared to a bathtub and a cow. It is. So, out of the first 4 questions that we have read, can you go back in the text and find exactly why?
Yes.
Very good. So, when you read the questions, where are you going to go look for the answers? Everyone's hand should be up. Ryan, you know what? Jenna? In the story. So Ryan, if you read the question and it tells you where to go look in the story, are you going to go look in the story? Yeah. Okay, good job. All right, number 17. Read the sentences. Manatees cannot live in cold water or very deep water. They must stay in warm, shallow water where plants grow. What is the meaning of shallow as used in the sentence above? I'm not asking what the meaning of shallow is. Where are you going to find this answer? Hannah, would you go back look in the text or would you go read the next passage? Back in the text. Do you think that if you go back in the text, it's going to tell you exactly what shallow is? Do you think so? Do you think you're going to have to infer? Do you think you're going to have to make an educated guess based on context clues what shallow means? Very good. All right, number 18. What information are you most likely to find in the section titled, Where Do Manatees Live? Is this going to be an inferred question or are you going to find it right in the text? This is why I am writing where manatees live. What do you think? Mila? You think it's going to be in the text? I'm sure that it's going to tell you about where the manatees live, but do you think it's going to tell you why he titled that section? What are you going to have to do? You're going to have to infer. Very good. So the last 2 questions, did you find those right in the text? You found the answer based off the text, but did you find the answer of what shallow means in the text, or did you have to infer? Infer, but do you have to go back to the text to infer?
Yes.
Yes. So, in all the questions we have gone over, where do you have to go look for the question and the answer? Everyone's hand should be up. Do I need to reword it, Natalia? Do I need to say the question again? Okay. In the last questions that we have gone over, where do you need to go look for the answer? Do you know now? Ding, 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 ding. Natalia got my answer. All right, number 19. Why does the author include information about Snooty in the text box? When you read a story and there's different things, like in this story, I see a diagram, I see a text box, I see a did you know box. Do you have to read all of that, or do you just read what's in the text? Catherine.
You have to read what's in the text
And in the text features, right? Because the diagram is a text feature. And these different did you know boxes, these are different things that are part of the text. So you need to look at those. So for number 19, you would have to go back and look in the text box to find the answer, right? But if you didn't read the text box, how would you be able to answer the question? Would you be able to? No. So you have to read everything that's in the passage. Jenna, what's up, girl? Okay. All right, number 20. Number 20 is a fine question. Read the sentence. In ancient mythology, siren was a term used for monsters or sea nymphs who lured sailors and their ships to dangerous rocks and shipwreck with hypnotic songs. Why did the author use lured instead of trapped in the sentence? Do you understand why the answer is the correct answer at all? No. Okay. We're going to finish reading the questions, and then we're going to break that one down once we read each word and talk about why the answer is the answer that we got, okay? Number 21. Why would sailors think that manatees looked like mermaids? What kind of question is that? A compare question, because what are we comparing? With the mermaids. Very good. And do you think you can find that in the text? Yeah. All right, number 22. What is meant by the myth of mermaids? What kind of question is that? An infer? Yeah, it's an infer, but mint, is that a definition? Are we trying to find a definition? The word mint. What are you trying to find?
I'm trying to, like, why it's in the story.
Why it's in the story? Does it say that? What is it saying? What is it asking you?
Why is it in the
So what is it asking you? What is meant? What does that mean? You know what that word means? Okay, what's one of them? Well, if it's telling you what is meant, do you think it's trying to ask you what it means? Yeah, you think that meant is a past tense of what means? Yeah, so it's trying to ask you what the myth of mermaids means. Okay, we're going to go back and read the story, and then we're going to do number 20 together. I'm going to read, so everyone should be what? Following along. So go back to page 7. This roly-poly animal is a manatee. It is shaped like a giant potato. A manatee has wrinkly skin that is grayish-brown. Sometimes tiny green plants called algae grow on its skin. Does anyone know what the word algae means? Cool.
It means like like a plane that goes in the water or something in the water.
Yeah. And it's what context clue in there tells me what color it is? Colin.
It says tiny green plant.
Oh, color is what? What color does it say?
Green.
Green, very good. A manatee has small eyes and a snout. A manatee's nose and mouth are a part of its snout. Does it tell you what snout means in that sentence? Paragraph? Tiny paragraph? It does, doesn't it? Maya. In the diagram, it does tell you where it is, but does it tell you that the mouth and the nose are a part of its snout in that diagram? It does. How do you think a manatee is? An adult weight, or how big do you think a manatee is? An adult weight manatee is as long as 2 bathtubs. It can weigh as much as a cow. All along. Where do manatees live? Sometimes manatees live in salty water. The ocean has salty water. Sometimes they live in fresh water. Fresh water is water that is not salty. Manatees cannot live in cold water or very deep water. They must stay in warm, shallow water where plants grow. Manatees eat plants. Animals that eat only plants are called herbivores. Now, what water is salty? I told you right in the text. Okay. Salt water. What water is not salty? Ethan?
Fresh water.
Fresh water. So I can infer from the text that says right there which is salty and which is not, correct? Okay. A manatee uses its front flippers to help it eat. What else does it use its flippers for? Manatees use flippers to move along the floor of the ocean. A manatee moves its wide, flat tail up and down to help it swim. Manatees can eat and swim underwater, but they cannot breathe underwater. So what's the next question, do you think? Based on what we just read. Do you think it's going to tell me about what manatees eat? What do you think it's going to tell me? Addie?
How manatees breathe.
How manatees breathe. How do manatees breathe? A manatee floats to the top of the water. It pokes the tip of its snout. So there's that word. What is it poking out if it's poking out its snout? Jenna?
Its nose.
His nose and... Because what does his nose and mouth make? A snout. Very good. Then it goes back underwater. Can you see the hair on this manatee snout? Oh. Manatees are mammals. Mammals have hair on their bodies. Baby mammals nurse. They drink their mother's milk. A baby manatee is called a calf. Who else is a mammal? Colin?
Whale.
A whale. What else? Us. So, do we have hair?
Yes.
That's interesting, right? A mother manatee teaches her calf where to find warm water to eat, and which plants to eat. A calf stays close to its mother. Squeak! The calf makes noises so its mother knows where it is. The calf will stay near its mother for 2 years. Then it will live on its own. Do you think I should go to the next page, or should I maybe read another text box that's there? Dylan? The text box. Snooty the manatee. Snooty is a Florida manatee who has lived in an aquarium since he was born in 1948. Snooty is thought to be the oldest manatee living in captivity. Snooty doesn't live alone in the aquarium. Manatees that are rescued after being injured live in Snooty's tank while they get healthy. Snooty has learned many tricks and has allowed scientists to learn about manatees. Snooty eats lettuce, cabbage, carrots, and sweet potatoes. Is Snooty described as what we just read about manatees?
Yes.
Yeah. Are lettuce, cabbage, carrots, and sweet potatoes vegetables?
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the next page. Adult manatees spend a lot of time swimming alone. They are curious and go exploring. In the winter, manatees swim to places where the water is warm. Manatees play when they are together. Sometimes they even hug. Manatees are gentle. They don't hurt other animals. and other animals rarely hurt manatees. Many people study manatees. They want to help manatees stay safe. Then manatees can keep swimming, exploring, and playing in the water. Has anyone been in like a red freshwater, saltwater, and seen a sign that says no idling or idle only? Like you can't go fast. You have here?
I was just.
What? What?
It's a sunset.
Okay.
One time I went to this place in Florida when we had a week off. Well, I went to this place that was far away from here, and I went swimming with
You went swimming with manatees? That's so cool.
and I got to feel them swimming.
Are they big and hairy like the text swing?
Yeah, and we went there, we got a camera, so we took pictures of them. But it's a camera that can go in the water.
Very cool. Okay, back to the text. Have you seen the sign that says idle only, where you can't go fast? Anybody in boat? Do you know why they do that? Aida? So you don't hurt the sea animals. Who are sea animals? Make some connections. Isabella. I can't hear you. I'm all the way over here. Who did we just read about such a sea mammal? Manatee. So when it says idle, when you can't go fast, it's so that you don't run over in your boat the manatees and hurt them because they want them to stay safe, right? That's what the text says. Okay. Did you know? In ancient mythology, siren was a term used for monsters or sea nymphs. What do you think the word "or" is there for? Maya?
It's like because it says the term used for monsters or units. Monsters, they, some people would call monsters units of be like if they didn't put the word or and then units you wouldn't know what the monster is.
Right. So a monster can be called a monster or, so it's the same thing, right? What is that when it's the same thing? What? You want Lucas to help? A synonym. Very good. So, if we talk about this, so a monster is also known as a sea nymph. They lured sailors and their ships to dangerous rocks and shipwreck with hypnotic songs. So where are they trying to get the sailors to? Ethan?
Horrible places.
Does it say that in the text? Using the text, where are they trying to get the sailors to go from to?
Oh,
Colin?
well,
What else?
other dangerous places.
Dangerous rocks and what does it say in the text?
Shipwreck.
Shipwreck. So, if they're out in the sea and they're trying to get them to go to the dangerous rocks and shipwreck, what do you think that word lure means?
Oh, bring them.
Bring them. Okay, now, let's talk about this word hypnotic. Do you know what hypnotic means? Anybody? Maybe? What's it? What?
It's like your almost hypnotized.
Yeah, that's a word, but what does hypnotize mean?
Like you put into
Like, are you in another world? You're kind of just like in a trance and you're like, la la la, like in your own little world. Yeah. Like, kind of like nothing really matters, you're just hypnotized and you're just like, ah. You know what that means? Have you ever had that feeling where you're just like not even focused, you're in la la land?
Yeah.
That's kind of what hypnotized. They put you in la la land and they just kind of You're just there and you're like in a trance is another word for it. So, if they're trying to bring them to dangerous rocks and shipwreck with hypnotic songs, are they trying to get them like kind of in a spell maybe?
Yes.
Is that something that you could infer from the text?
Yes.
So if we go back to number 20, what do you think the correct answer is? Ethan?
B.
B. And that's because what is it making you feel like? What's that word we talked about? Cole? Look back in your text. It tells you the word. We just talked about what is hippie. You want someone to help you? Maya. No, the answer is B. But why do you think the answer is B?
Oh, because it's like the word hypnotic they're kind of like under a spell, and we say,
Under a spell.
yeah.
Correct. But if you were to see this same kind of question, what did I do? What techniques did I do to find out what the word Lord means and what the author is trying to make me feel? Addie. Did I break down each word? Yeah. So if you see this on another passage, what are you going to do? And see how you're feeling. Now, you don't know what the word hypnotic means, do you? Like, if you were just to read this, would you know what hypnotic means? You would? You would? You might. Better. So that's one person out of all of you that would know what hypnotic means. So if you keep reading, throughout history, sailors sometimes thought they were seeing mermaids and that they were probably seeing manatees. With a little imagination, do you think that kind of tells you what hypnotic means?
Yes.
Kind of tells you that they're seeing things with imagination and they're in this world of la la land? Do you understand? Thumbs up, everyone. You see them? Thumb up. You understand? All right, perfect. Good job. You say, what do you want to? Do you want to still go over? Or?
I have something for them.
Okay, perfect. You don't understand. What do you mean? Okay, so you don't understand.
Yes, Michael?
You're supposed to wear glasses.
You just had them on.
I took them off.
So,